Hello, Ducks fans. Welcome to another episode of the Quack Report. My name's Carter, host of this wonderful show, joined by Nate, who is also a host of this wonderful show called the Quack Report. How's it going?
Is it wonderful? Is it wonderful?
I think so.
Or do people just tolerate us?
Maybe that's a better word. A tolerable show.
It's like it's
tolerable
good
show.
enough,
Yeah.
I guess, that I'll listen to it. Sure. I did have to laugh though, and I'll give a shout out to our buddy the Ronarchy there on Twitter, who quote tweeted the clip
the
from
new
our last
episode post.
Yeah, and captioned our talk about Shattenkirk's first goal, like with the Zekris move, and you talking about how like you could even make that shot that Shattenkirk did, and just like our rebuttal like to it, and like up to you saying like you're a defensive defenseman.
Yeah.
I had to laugh at that. So I was like, okay,
good.
that's how you know somebody's like is actually listening to us, which feels really nice actually, that I'm not just speaking to the wind. But
because that wasn't in the clip that we posted for the episode. Like it was about the clip because we were talking about Shattenkirk, but I'd cut that part out. It was in like a different part of the conversation. So it was cool.
So yeah, shout out to the Ronarchy and anybody else as well that actually like that listens to us and listens to the full episode as well, because we do go off on tangents sometimes, and not everything is directly related to the Ducks, but if you're invested in the conversation that we're having, at least, like, which is really cool to see, like when you guys react to it or that kind of thing. And like if there's something that we say in particular that you want to talk about, or that the DMs are open. We've had people message before and it's been great. And
and I know that we have lots of listeners too that just don't want to or can't interact with the show, like either the live stream doesn't work for their schedule, or like they're just don't generally interact. Like I listen to tons of podcasts that I don't like directly interact with the host. Like I just enjoy listening to them, but I don't like follow them on Twitter or DM them or like anything like that. So there's
we're small enough that like still that you can do that, and we'll
but there's for all the listeners that we don't shout out because like we don't see you guys in the chat and you don't DM us and you just listen, like we appreciate you just as much.
Exactly.
Because we get the stats on how many downloads we get, and it doesn't add up to the amount of people that are in the chat. So it's so we know that there's more out there. So but it's very cool. So how was your weekend?
It's been all right. Just homework as usual, honestly.
Fair.
that's the answer I'm gonna give you probably till about midway through April. Is just homework. So
and then it's going to be like, oh, I just had a relaxing weekend, played some video games, and didn't think about much.
Dude, I honestly miss video games so much. While I've been like doing homework, I've been having like different YouTube videos just kind of like playing in the background, just because like I just need something on as
something
well,
to like drown out background noise and
kind of So I've been having lately it's been a lot of Call of Duty and Halo reviews, and especially like the Halo ones. I'm like, man, I want to go back and like play that series like in chronological order again, go like from Reach up to like Halo Infinite kind of thing. Like unfortunately you got to play Halo 5 in there, but I was like man, like it just makes me want to play those games, like the campaigns again, like so badly. And I'm just like, but I can't because I'm doing homework till like midnight every night. So, and trying to balance like putting the show stuff in and like other just like hockey and general and whatnot. But so just a couple more weeks of school. So
you're almost there. You're
almost there. So I said there was the one semester. I don't know if we both did it at the same time, because it was like part of our first degree program planning guide kind of thing that had us like taking a few semesters of 6 courses, which is fucking ridiculous.
I think we did do it at the same time, now that I think about it, because the first couple of years we took exactly the same like we had to take the exact same classes, so we just took the exact same times as well.
But like even that semester that I took of like the 6 courses, I'm like the workload was not like this semester for me kind of thing. So I'm just like just trying to get through it. Like normally I'm the guy who's like, you know, if he's writing a paper, like I'll run it through like spell check and like a Grammarly or something like that, right? To make sure it's
Not
gonna like kind
sponsored,
of
by the
do
way.
yeah, like kind of like do some edits kind of thing. And like at this point, like I'm kind of like, you know, spell checking it like as I'm going. Other than that though, as soon as it's done, I'm just sending it off. I'm just like, I
Yeah.
don't care right,
You're like,
right
it's
now.
done. Get it out of my face.
As
Yeah.
long as it's the minimum grade I need, I'm good. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
So just with how like hectic it's been. But
Yeah. No,
so
fair. So
yeah. How about yours? How about your weekend? How was it?
pretty good. Yeah, just been catching up on some chores, enjoying the nice weather, getting out and doing a little walk.
Yeah, no more
So.
weird like up and down with the temperature in our area, please.
Yeah. Supposedly there's no more snow. That doesn't mean that there's no more snow coming, but they're
Yeah.
saying no more snow.
one more snowfall in April that's just gonna fuck us all over, kind of thing.
Yeah, pretty
She's
much.
like, when can I put my like all season tires on? When can I put those on?
Yeah, exactly. And you know too, as soon as you do that, snowfall coming the next day,
Yep.
like unexpectedly, not in the weather report or anything. It's coming down. So you got to wait until it's safe, which is usually like mid-May, early June, sort of.
Exactly.
That's when you know it's safe. Yeah.
And then you're throwing the winters back on in October or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think last year I even threw them on in September, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did actually, because it was before my first game with the Copperheads, like working that.
Oh yeah.
And there was supposed to be a snowfall there. And I have to like drive out of town for it, right? So I'm like, I definitely need my winter tires.
Yeah.
So
they do say like you're supposed to do it once it gets to like, generally around like +7 as the high, which whatever that is for the American listeners, but like just above freezing. Like freezing is obviously 0 Celsius. So, well, maybe not obvious, but for us it's obvious. 0 Celsius, so 7 Celsius, just a little bit up there, kind of to the point where, you might get some frost on the road, overnight freezing. So
about 45 Fahrenheit.
Okay. Yeah, that's
7 Celsius. So
yeah. So I mean, down in Anaheim, you probably don't have to worry about that. You have special tires for a different season. It's like, yeah, no, we got winter tires and summer tires essentially. So that are just the winter tires a little grippier, but if you drive them on just plain asphalt, they like get torn to shreds.
Yeah,
not like torn to shreds, but a little rougher on them. So
yeah, and with the weird like weather basically that we've had here of like it's really nice and then it's suddenly really cold again and it's going back and forth, but like you have a lot of those clear roads that are just kind of chewing them up, and I'm just like, oh man.
yeah, it's tough. But
so
and yeah, it's like it's almost like a jinx. It's like saying the word shutout like during a game is like a similar jinx is putting your snow brush away, like taking it out of your car and putting it inside the house. Like immediately it snows.
I always just leave mine, honestly.
Yeah, 24/7 it's in there. Like I don't care if it's July. If I put the snow brush away and it snows, like that's my fault. I'm sorry.
Exactly. But
yeah, there's just like you put your snow brush inside. There's just a single cloud above your house, just like dumping snow on you.
Yep. That's how it works. That's how it works here in Southern Alberta.
Yeah, I don't believe in a higher power, but I'm superstitious in that way that there's something controlling that sort of stuff, just to like as a specific to fuck you in particular for putting your snow brush away. How dare you?
Exactly. Just remember, everybody, global warming is not real.
Yeah.
if you didn't catch it, that's very sarcastic. Yes. Yeah. All right, I guess we should talk about this this fight for Bedard that happened on Friday night.
Yeah, we were crushing the segues like last week, and I got nothing for snowfall and climate change into this one.
Yeah.
But if we were playing Seattle, you could do like a climate pledge arena segue, but we're not. So yeah, we're just gonna get into this Ducks and Blue Jackets game here.
The wait, I think I got it. The temperature might be rising where we are, but the Ducks are also rising in terms of temperature and in the standings, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on your point of view.
Perfect. Let's send it. So yeah, game number 69. Nice of the season. 7-4 win for the Ducks over the Blue Jackets. I will say I didn't get the score right, but you said 5-3. I said 8-7 for the Ducks. So like I was
okay.
I did say high scoring. It wasn't as high scoring as I thought, but pretty close. So the fact that I got a 7 in the score and there was a 7 in the final, I'll take that as a win.
There you
go. So yeah, very like the score doesn't really show, I guess, how close of a game this was. It was like it was always like kind of a 1-goal game up until the last, couple. Well, really, yeah, last minute and a half, 2 minutes, whenever the first empty net goal was scored.
Yeah, it was after that Harrington empty net was the first time that there was more than a 1-goal lead.
Yeah, either that, it was either tied or the Ducks were ahead by 1, because it was like Ducks would score, Columbus would answer, Ducks would score, Columbus would answer, and like that, It was just very back and forth in that way. So it was exciting to watch for that. And then, yeah, like the 7-4 is definitely inflated by the couple of empty netters there. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 2 empty net goals there by Scott Harrington and Ryan Strome there in the last minute of the game. Harrington putting up 2 goals technically in this game as well. So he got that first goal.
Second goal? Sorry. You're sorry.
Yeah,
his
first
goal was the
goal.
second.
But then I was trying to but was the second goal of the game, which
second or third maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, just a rip there from the blue line that beat Hutchinson pretty cleanly, surprisingly. Actually, like
they had a really good shot of it in the like the game highlights that I watched, and well, because the shot kind of zipped past one of the defenders for Columbus, I don't remember who, and he kind of ducked his head out of the way, but it kind of, I'm surprised it didn't.
Besides that, it was a pretty clear path. Yeah,
like I don't know how it didn't tip off anybody, but it was kind of like a fluttering puck, so like it went up over his shoulder, and then kind of as it went past his head, and again, it definitely didn't touch him, it like kind of dropped, like it so like I think maybe Hutchinson was expecting it to go high and wide, and then it just like suddenly like kind of dipped over Hutchinson's shoulder and went into that. Like it was a very weird shot, but I mean, even then, like, but well placed as well. So
yeah, like it didn't even like dip that much.
No, just enough to throw him off, I think.
Yeah, but like, even then.
I do think Hutchinson didn't really see it though, because it was kind of coming right for the defender, and then he like moved his head out of the way, so like he couldn't really react to it. But it was just weird all around. So I don't know what really caused it, but a goal's a goal nonetheless, and very exciting for Harrington to get his first as a Duck, I should say.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess when I looked at it, like I didn't really think there wasn't really anything in front of Hutchinson. Like I thought he had a pretty clear line of sight on it, and it might have dipped a bit, but like I also didn't think that it was enough that like it would throw him off that much, I guess. I don't know. And like, because there was even had like the or not Comtois. Was it the Comtois goal? I had a I think it was the Jones goal.
No, the Jones, he like deked the fuck out of him. The
Comtois
one was kind of a shot.
Yeah, it was the Comtois one that I was thinking of. But like even that one was like a clear nothing in front of him kind of thing. Like it was a good shot by Comtois, don't get me wrong, but like that's one that I feel like you just expect an NHL level goalie to save. Like I don't know. Like I've been able to watch Michael Hutchinson like here and there wherever he is throughout the NHL kind of thing, and I know he's only been up back in the NHL with Columbus for 5 games now. I think that was the 5th game. But man, that guy just really doesn't look like an NHL caliber goaltender to me anymore. Like I know Columbus had traded off Korpisalo to LA, but I'm like,
he's dropping.
Didn't want to try to call somebody else. Like Hutchinson isn't the best thing I ever saw of Michael Hutchinson would have been that time with him in, I think it was in Colorado in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But besides that, he's always been kind of like just serviceable, I feel like. But the last couple of years, he's like dropped off even harder than that. Like I'm surprised he still gets like NHL contracts, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, mostly he's in the AHL, right? But so he's really only called up when injuries happen or when you're Columbus and you trade your top goalie away. And I mean, they had 3, but one of them I think is injured because they traded away Korpisalo. There was oh God, who else did they have this year?
Why am I blanking on his name?
I know, right? Like he's been around for like enough for. Oh God,
I'm double checking here.
Okay, yeah. You check that, and I am gonna try and find this Comtois shot here because it was just a well placed shot.
Someone's yelling at their AirPod
Oh, I know,
or
yeah.
whatever right now. It's like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
Like as soon as I see the name, I'm gonna go like, oh yeah, right.
Yeah, and they have a rookie goaltender too that I can't remember. Who's sorry? Merzlikins. Yeah, Merzlikins.
Yeah, and then they also got Daniel Tarasov up right now. So
Tarasov.
Younger.
Okay.
Yeah, younger guy, 6'5", 196 as a goaltender.
Oh wow.
And he's a 99 born. Damn.
Okay. So is Merzlikins what am I trying to say? Is Merzlikins injured right now, or is he up and they just like
Columbus doesn't have him listed? Yeah, I think Hutchinson, because the night before in LA, Hutchinson did go in. It looked like for 20 some minutes, only had like 9 shots against. So I think they were. I feel like they were planning on giving Hutchinson this game anyways, but you got a little extra there with the LA game.
Okay. And Tarasov is just like practicing with them? Or?
I'm not sure because like neither like on the Columbus website at least, none of these guys are listed on injured reserve. But let me double check.
So Merzlikins is out. He went back to Latvia for personal reasons on March 10th.
Okay.
So yeah, he's not injured, but
he's not in the lineup. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Now. Yeah, and then Tarasov recalled on an emergency basis. So yeah, Tarasov and Hutchinson are the guys right now. So
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it definitely helps Columbus's efforts to stay at the bottom there.
Oh, for sure it does. Yeah,
that's for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, because just an update, I guess, for everybody. Which, by the way, we're recording this at 1:30 currently right now, Pacific time. So just a reminder again, if anybody's tuning in for the first time, we're on the Sunday episodes. We don't talk about the games on Sunday. We'll talk about those on the Wednesday. So we won't be talking about the game against Vancouver tonight. Mm-hmm. And I'm currently sitting 29th in the league right now, 56 points in 69 games.
Nice.
And Columbus had 49 points in 68.
Oh yeah.
I feel like as well, like Columbus, at least at the start of the season, like this wasn't the plan.
No, I mean, you don't sign Gaudreau and say, oh yeah, our plan is to tank this year.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah. I mean, it was more, I guess Gaudreau wanted to sign with them, but yeah, I think, I don't know. I still don't think it was the plan. I think you're right there.
Yeah. But. Chicago was definitely the plan. It doesn't feel like it was for Anaheim, but it was just kind of one of those, okay, we know we're still building kind of thing.
Yeah.
But like especially with the comments from Verbeek that we were talking about a couple weeks or last week now, I guess.
Last week.
Yeah, like it wasn't like we're hunting for the bottom kind of thing, but like we know we're not gonna be great.
Yeah, we don't expect playoffs, but we expect more than bottom of the division or bottom.
Yeah,
of the league.
Which I feel like is like what we are seeing now.
Oh, absolutely.
I guess
yeah.
Like if what we're doing, say like over the last month, I guess, is kind of what Verbeek was thinking from like the very start.
Yeah, for sure.
Kind of thing. So
yeah,
but
I do just want to hop back to the Comtois goal.
Yeah, go for it.
We brought up here. So yeah, this is if you're watching us on YouTube or on, I guess we're not live streaming this one, so not on Twitch. So just on YouTube, and if you're not, at Quack Report Pod on YouTube is where you can see this. So Comtois' right-hand side of the screen, top of the circle, and I'll just kind of skip through frame by frame. So he's kind of shooting through number 2 on the Blue Jackets. I don't know who that is. And then like he kind of turns. So like I think kind of right here, Hutchinson might kind of lose the puck. He can't really see the release necessarily. And then like he still reacts to the puck, but you know it kind of beats him just over the shoulder. It looks like, or
just
go under his arm. It's hard to tell.
It's like right between the glove and his head there. But yeah, I don't know. Like just there's the couple there, like specifically like the Harrington and the Comtois goals there. Like those just. It happens. I get that. But those were just ones that really stood out to me for Hutchinson in particular. I'm just like this doesn't seem NHL caliber.
Yeah. Yeah. Like it's just over the glove. I don't know if, is that Jones in front of that or no, 38. Is that Carrick? Oh no,
No,
39.
yeah,
So yeah, Carrick. He's kind of like got the stick right in there. So I don't know if that just, and his own defenseman too, like right down in front of him,
yeah.
kind of as the shot is being released. I don't know if that maybe played a factor, but definitely one that you would want Hutchison to have if you're a Blue Jackets fan. So
Yeah, the one goal though that was a very Hutchinson goal. If you want to pull it up, actually, it
I can try. Yeah.
would be that first goal for Anaheim that
Oh yeah.
Zegras scored. That was a very Michael Hutchinson goal in the sense that he's just gone, basically. Yeah. Like I don't really know how else to explain it. Like he plays so aggressively to like a detriment of him. And like he's always kind of done it. Like just is so wild, I guess, that he's never it feels like a lot of the stops that he has to make are because of him putting himself in that kind of situation.
Yeah. So I mean, in fairness though, here I've kind of got it here. This is a replay of it, but let's bring the screen share back up, I suppose. So yeah, like right off the face-off, Goodbranson and Adam Peake, number 2 again, like both follow Brock McGinn behind the net, and the puck just kind of gets chipped out in front. Like you can see it right there, squeaking out.
Yeah,
and then if I fast forward a little bit, like
the behind the net view is the best one for this, by the way.
Yeah, which was, I think.
Yeah, right here.
Right here. So, nobody watch. I don't want to get demonetized here. Let me just get to the.
We do keep bringing up the demonetization, but I don't think we actually get.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, I don't think we're at the. We don't have the subscriber count. I don't think.
Yeah, we're not popular enough in YouTube's eyes. Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to make us popular enough, though, that we do have to worry about that, though, be sure to go subscribe to us over on our YouTube channel at Quack Report Pod.
Yeah. I'll just play it because this clip's a little bit longer. So so McGinn is the guy right here tangled up with I believe that's Goudreau, and then you'll see him come down and draw 2 defenders in. Oh, god damn it. Okay, now let's play the video. There we go. So draws 2 defenders behind the net, and then it's just it pops out, I guess, from an unexpected place as well. I'm just trying to be fair to Michael Hutchinson. Like, yeah, you're right. He does play this very aggressively, but the fact that McGinn is going behind the net, he's definitely expecting it to come out on this side, and then all of a sudden, holy fuck, it's coming out from the other side.
Yeah,
right there, he's like, oh shit, there's the puck, and Goudreau is like, oh shit, I'm gonna, attack. I think it was Strome that gets the puck there, and then just.
But I understand it, like of how quick it happens, but at the same time, like you could see, like he is like tracking that puck up.
Yeah.
Right. But you also see Zegras right there that like you think, I don't know, this is kind of my thought. And again, like it's not as quick kind of thing, but I feel like my initial thing would be like, okay, like just keep, like you still have to keep that in mind kind of thing. And you're just playing that like just a touch more, like a bit more shallow, right? Just get in front of it kind of thing. Don't challenge it like that because there is nobody there with Zegras. So
yeah, and I mean, I think Goudreau played it wrong as well, and the defenseman too. Like it was just a fucking collapse all around. Like there was no reason 2 guys need to pressure McGinn behind the net. Goudreau should be taking the pass. Hutchinson shouldn't be that aggressive. Like it's just a mess. And what was this?
There's a few things. So
a minute and a half into the game, like or well 2. Sorry, 3:20, 3:19 into the game. So
But I saw that one and I was just like, yeah, that's a Michael Hutchinson type goal.
Yeah,
just like super aggressive on it, like that. Yeah, puts you in a detriment kind of thing. So I guess enough about the Columbus goalie though. Like that's just something I wanted to bring up, just because I'm like I feel like I've seen enough of this guy to be like, hey, what is going on? Like it's not there anymore. It doesn't seem so.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But Yeah, what else here? It was point night for the Ducks at least. 11 of 18 players picking up at least a point in this game. Strome, Terry, Benoit, and Harrington each picking up 2 points on the night, which was great to see. Yeah, we already talked about Harrington, with his 2 goals, his first 2 goals as an Anaheim Duck as well. Which like he has been a good pickup on the
He's been serviceable.
Yeah,
for sure.
So serviceable. Like good for like at least like our middle 6 kind of right now, I would feel like, but at the same time, you'd really not want to trust Shattenkirk up on that top line with Fowler. So Harrington would be the guy to go to because of the experience, right? And
by middle 6, do you mean like top 6 defenders, or do you mean like bottom 4 or like middle pairing kind of?
Sorry, guy? That's what I meant.
That's what you meant. Yeah, okay.
Like stick and pair kind of thing.
Yeah, okay.
Is where like I would normally think of him for like how the defense is right now, but with Shattenkirk and just kind of the younger guys, I guess. Yeah, that's the place to put him. And I don't know, like I haven't been too upset about it, at least for this season, right? Like coming into next season, if everybody's healthy with like Vakanainen and Drysdale back, and if Shattenkirk does get re-signed as well, right, like he would be more like your third pairing guy or like a seventh D,
or any other defenseman. It doesn't have to be Shattenkirk that comes back. We can pick up maybe a different defenseman in free agency. Just spitball in here. Just throw some things out.
I do kind of wonder actually like what Verbeek's thoughts on Shattenkirk are in particular, like if that's somebody that he wants to bring back, or if that is going to be kind of okay, we'll get rid of you because a bit more like the twilight of his career, and that was a Murray pickup kind of thing. So I don't know, it'll be interesting to see that during the summer, like I said, like as a bottom pairing or like a 7th D guy, I guess I wouldn't mind bringing him back, but you can't have him in like second or first line responsibilities or like penalty kill.
Shattenkirk, you're talking?
And he's not my favorite, I guess, for like a power play, but you have to have somebody there on the second line. But so but like specifically as like a third pairing or a 7th, I wouldn't mind it, I guess, depending on how many years, how many dollars kind of thing. But
for sure. Because I think he's well liked in the room, and like he is a veteran on like a very young team as well. So I think he's he can be beneficial in kind of more of a mentorship role for some of the guys, just in terms of like work ethic and stuff like that. So as well with Harrington, like we've seen him for 8 games in a Ducks uniform now, starting back on March 1st. He in that game he played 13:05. Then 15 minutes, 18 minutes by his 4th game. And then lately, about 19 or 20 minutes a night.
He's been playing a good chunk with Fowler.
So he's very quickly earned the minutes that he's been given, because I think he's just been like nice and steady. Like, he's only played 8 games with the Ducks, but I mean, he also played with San Jose, who's not great this season, and this season in 36 games he's only a -2.
All right.
So and that's, he was a -7 with the Sharks, and then is a +5 with Anaheim in 8 games.
Why do I feel like he played a good amount actually with Carlson in San Jose? I could be totally wrong on that.
It's possible.
I think I remember seeing something about that.
No, it's possible. So I mean, -7, that would make sense. But he's like serviceable, I guess, to go back to how we started the conversation.
So for specifically for this game on 5-on-5, Fowler Harrington played the most of any defensive pair at 2 seconds shy of 14 minutes.
Okay. So, no, makes sense. It's pretty good. The last thing I had here that I wanted to bring up was this is more of a general statement just as of late, but I did notice it in this game as well. Colton White has looked pretty decent for us on the back end too. He got a sweet pass from Mason McTavish that he then found Terry right in front of the net for the 4th goal. of the game in the third period there. So I think McTavish's pass was better in this one, but still to actually I did have the screen cap of this one that I wanted to bring up, and I had this one saved, so we don't have to wait for me to find it. But,
to find it.
Oh, but I brought up the wrong tab, so because now I have two that are Ducks Blue Jackets.
Way to go! Way to go!
I know, I'm a letdown. Here we go. So yeah, this is the you can't see it again if you're watching here. The fourth goal here. So Mason McTavish currently with the puck on his stick, and he just fires it through to Colton White, who you can see sneaking down. And I will just go frame by frame. So splits the defenseman with this pass, just a beautiful feed to know that Colton White was going to be there. I saw that and I was like, holy fuck, the Ducks better score on this.
Yeah.
And then Colton White receives that pass with his head up the whole way. The pass just got to his stick and he's already making eye contact with Terry. You can see he's looking boom, right there. And then, just waits for Terry to get into position, has some good patience, and just easy as goal Terry's going to score for his 20th of the year there. But yeah, Colton White just makes no mistake and puts it on the tape. So that was really awesome to see. And it reminded me of a week ago when we played the Nashville Predators. And so I had this one all prepped and ready to go here as well. Little bit of a different scenario, but just before this, Fowler, who's up at the point, just kind of did a short little pass to Colton White, who's up at the top left of the screen here with the puck. I apologize for the shitty quality, but that's just what we got today. And this is for the Ducks to get the third goal, so their first empty net goal in this almost comeback against the Preds. But for Colton White to just see this lane here and find, once again, Troy Terry with this pass, again, you can't really see the puck because the quality sucks, but it is now on Terry's tape.
Yeah. It's just that fast that the camera couldn't pick it up, even going frame by frame.
You can kind of see it right in here.
Yeah.
There it is. There's a little blur there right by someone's head.
Just knowing where those passing lanes are in particular for guys in good spots. And just look at how much time Terry has once he gets this puck. He's got it here, and then everybody's like, oh, holy sweet fuck. And then he just gets to, reset and then pick his spot. It's Saros isn't even close at this point. Nobody was expecting that pass. And that was just a laser of a pass to Terry there, just right on. I don't even know if Terry was necessarily expecting that, but Colton White lately has just had some good passes. He hasn't been too egregious defensively. I think a lot like Scott Harrington, he just does a lot of little things well. He's not the flashiest defenseman. He's not going to be the guy that you signed long-term $4, $5, $6 million, but he's a good depth option that can just fill in higher up with injuries, but generally, he might be that seventh D. He might just be a consistent bottom pairing guy, and you just feel comfortable putting him on the ice in a lot of different scenarios. So I think, Colton White lately has just been very, very noticeable for me. Yeah, he is a guy that's coming a bit more into his own as well, because he is 25. He'll turn 26 in May.
Yeah. So
that's kind of about with defensemen typically really finding their stride kind of thing to get those NHL spots. So it'll be interesting to see how he progresses into next season of that, because he's still signed for at least a season.
He is, yeah. We signed him this offseason to a 2-year, $1.525 million. So his cap hit is only $762.5 thousand per year. So I'm interested to see more of him out of him next year. So it'll be good. Yeah, for sure. So that's honestly a really sweet deal to have him on. And even if he was on an expiring contract, I think he would probably get an extension as well, for probably not a lot. Even if we extend him next season too, I don't see him getting a whole lot of money. He's because he is just kind of starting to, like you said, come into his own. He was a 4th round pick, 97th overall back in 2015. Drafted as a signed his ELC as a 19-year-old. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's but he's just been like again serviceable, I guess. As a defensive defenseman, 10 assists, 10 points in 72 games in his career. A minus 15 as well, a minus 12 this year. But I mean, when you're on the Ducks, that's not bad. I looked, he's kind of like right in the middle of the pack in terms of plus minus for the team. So, take it with a grain of salt. But otherwise in his career, he's kind of just been right around even. So,
and he's gotten in there for 62 of 69 games played so far, right? So
yeah.
Especially taking that number into consideration. Yeah, that's pretty damn good, actually. So.
62. Oh, I have 34.
Sorry. I was looking at, I got Troy Terry pulled up here.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. But still, no, he's played like a decent half.
Yeah.
Just a half
decent
the
half of
season.
the season. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess we're almost at 70. So, yeah, half 35. Yeah, half the season. But
yeah.
Yeah. No, just props to the depth defenders, I guess, stepping in with the Ducks this season, whether it's for injuries or trading or stepping in because we traded away Klingberg and Kulikov, and just being like decent, just doing your job.
Yeah, and looking a good amount of the time better than some of those bigger guys like a Klingberg or a Shattenkirk or that kind of thing. So
yeah, exactly.
But,
yeah, just stable, I guess. Like they've really just stabilized the defense in a way, which it seems weird. Like I obviously wouldn't want to run with this going into the playoffs, but like if this was our defense, if this plus Drysdale, like even just Drysdale, even if he just comes back, like not including Vakanainen here, if Drysdale comes back and this is our defense going into next season, that's not. I'm okay with that. Honestly,
it's not horrible. Like it's not great, but it's not horrible.
Yeah, it's it leaves like there's enough competition that guys are going to have to fight for a playoff spot. No one's going to be gifted a spot besides Drysdale and Fowler and maybe Shattenkirk if we re-sign him. But like, it's serviceable, and I think we've seen that it kind of works lately. Like, we haven't been playing super meaningful games, but like, it's been okay, and we've given up a lot of goals, but. I mean, what else is new when your team defense as a whole?
Yeah,
sucks,
exactly.
So, yeah. So then you throw Vakanainen in there, you sign someone in free agency. Like our defense looked pretty solid. Or you call up, not call up, but you give guys like Zellweger or Minchikov a chance. Like, fuck, are we? I think we're kind of set on defense for the next few years. Honestly,
yeah. Like you can improve on it, kind of like here or there.
At a guy at a deadline for a cup run kind of thing.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't mind adding a UFA defenseman this year.
Who's not John Klingberg? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like I kind of wonder if like a Matthew Dumba might be worthwhile to the Ducks, but also would be interested in coming here.
Tough to say.
Could be interesting, but yeah, or even like, I don't know. I maybe got to look a bit more onto like his defensive aspects, but like as like from what I can think of, like Shane Gostisbehere has been doing fairly good with Arizona.
He's been doing okay. Yeah,
could be interesting. So
I forget who he was paired. Was he paired with Chychrun for a while there? I think
they had them split up. If I'm being honest, but I could be totally wrong on that.
Yeah, no, honestly, haven't paid a ton of attention to
I think Chychrun was playing the top line with Yusuf Alamaki.
Right. Yes, you're right. So yeah,
I think Gostisbehere's been playing the second pair. Yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of interest in him around the deadline too, and I'm kind of surprised he didn't go anywhere. But I mean, you still need to have guys that can play if you're the Coyotes here. So is Gostisbehere injured? Did he get traded? Because he's not on the roster according to Daily Faceoff. Where is Shane Gostisbehere these days?
He should still be there.
Yeah, I thought so too. Maybe he's just like out day to day, so they don't have him listed on IR. But oh, that's right. He went to Carolina.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
That is right.
Yeah. But I mean, still, like, I don't think Carolina can afford to keep Goss to spare, and he is on an expiring deal. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Last year of a 6-year, $4.5 million signed with the Flyers back in 2017. Wow.
He's not the tough guy in terms of fighting. I do kind of wonder about like a Luke Shen though. He's also a UFA. He's 33, so he's on the older side of it, but like he's
But
been looking
he's a
he
physical
was
guy.
yeah, and he was looking good this year with Vancouver, and he got traded to if the Toronto Maple Leafs are seeking you out for a cup run, you're probably doing something right.
Yeah.
Because that's a team that will do what they have to in order to get you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah. So yeah, I wouldn't mind taking like a chance there. So because yeah, like he's very physical on the ice. Like I said, he's not like the tough guy for like fighting kind of thing, but he's the guy that will definitely throw the body around. That could definitely be useful, I think, for Anaheim.
Is what side does what's his face there, Shen, play?
I think he plays the right side.
Okay. And Drysdale is a left. Or is he kind of both, I guess?
I think Drysdale's right also. Fowler
right
would
side?
be that left.
I guess, yeah. What does Cap Friendly actually have Drysdale listed? Oh, yeah, as a right D. I was thinking that would be an all right one since Drysdale's not the physical defenseman. He's that, silky smooth, puck moving, fast.
He's the
on your feet defender, but
he's the positional defenseman. Yeah.
Yeah, so I thought Shen might kind of be a good pair with him just to kind of balance out, I guess, Drysdale's lack of physicality.
I think Shen can play kind of either side. I don't know which one he maybe prefers, but let's see where he is for the Leafs lineup right now in particular.
Yeah. Yeah, they do have him as a right D, and he's a right-handed shot. So, yeah, I mean, maybe you don't want two right Ds, but right-handed defenseman on your second pair, but...
Yeah. But yeah, I think he has played the left side before.
Okay.
So, could be interesting there.
Yeah.
Just throwing out an idea.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's worth exploring for sure. Goss Despair plays both sides. He's a lefty, so, I mean, I think if you can get him at less than $4.5 million, which I think shouldn't be a problem, then maybe he's a good guy to pair with Drysdale.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we'll see what happens there. But
yeah, we can save some more UFA content for in the summer.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
I know we keep coming to it because like that's just where we're at. Like, okay, let's just look ahead to next year. But it's like, no, we still got we still got 12 games left to play here. So
yeah, it's fun to think about. Anyways, 13 actually. We have 13 games. So.
Oh yeah, I guess including tonight. So I guess I'm thinking like when people are listening.
That's true.
So
that's true. Yeah. Just before we take a quick break here, just a quick update on the I guess playoff implications for tonight, which obviously the Ducks aren't making the playoffs, but we're not officially eliminated. So
I was like, where are you going with this?
So this depends on a couple of games that we do not know the outcomes of, but you guys, when you're listening to this, will. So the Ducks at most in their 13 games left can finish the season with 82 points, which as of now would put them in the second wild card spot. So Winnipeg has 81 points. So, and the most amount of regulation wins the Ducks can get wouldn't be enough to break the tie with Winnipeg. So an Anaheim Ducks loss to Vancouver tonight, or the Winnipeg Jets getting at least a point against the St. Louis Blues will officially eliminate the Anaheim Ducks from playoff contention. So if either of those scenarios happened, it's an official elimination. We obviously can't see it yet, but odds are it happens. If not, probably by the next time you hear from us, the Ducks will be officially eliminated from the playoffs, since it's a very low bar at this point.
Yeah, I feel like we're gonna see it just because of the Winnipeg game, to be honest with you. But Then again, St. Louis doesn't have Jordan Binnington in, so they got a bit better of a chance. So
I guess.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, we also both predicted Vancouver wins, so our hopes aren't high for this one.
Yeah, Vancouver's still on a tear heading into tonight's game, 7-3-0 in their last 10.
Yeah.
So yeah, that like Thatcher Demko is just pulling off what he did in the bubble in 2020 there, right? Just like basically coming in cold, but just fired up, ready to go kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, Ducks on a bit of a, well, maybe not a tear lately, but
5-2-3 in their last 10.
Yeah, so
yeah,
2 regulation losses, like that's pretty decent. So
yeah,
what is that? 13 of a possible, or sorry, 8.
Yeah, 13 of
13 of a possible 20 points.
20 points, yeah.
Yeah. So not bad at all.
Those are the kind of numbers that, like, if that was consistent and from the start of the season, that is playoff hockey.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to think about.
Yeah, 650 win percentage, like that.
Yeah.
Like the Vegas Golden Knights have a 652. Like so yeah. Like and next up is LA at 643. So yeah, second in the Pacific, like that's
what makes me think sometimes that like you might just be like a defensive piece or two and
a little bit more experience
and a forward or two more.
Yeah.
Like kind of like two guys in each area that are just a little bit better than what we have.
Yeah, one or two depending on the caliber and a competent head coach away from being a playoff team. Like
which is crazy to think. Like
yeah, I mean we talk about all the time like how well, in every season, there's teams like Boston and Carolina that just are like so dominant. And then there's teams like us and San Jose and Columbus that are like, bottom and just like losing consistently. But that can change so quickly. Like a lot of it is just momentum from game to game. Like you start the season on say like 5 or 6 game win streak, like that carries on for a while and can put you in a decent spot. Even
or if you're losing from the start of it, right, it can take you out of it, like we're seeing with Ottawa right now. They didn't have a great start to their season, and like they were pushing for it, but it wasn't enough just because of what happened at the start.
Yeah, exactly. And so like they talk all the time about like parity in the league and like, you can't take any NHL team for granted. Like any team can win on any given night. And like, yeah, generally like the Bostons are going to beat up on the Anaheim Ducks most times just based on, roster and, deployment from the head coach and just chemistry and experience and all of that kind of stuff. But like, every once in a while, it just happens. Like we went to overtime against the Bruins in like a 2-1 game early on in the season. So
my asterisk beside that is that's game 2 of the regular season. that's my only.
It was game 5 for us. It was game 5 for us. So yeah, still early. Yeah, but like,
still early enough that like both sides were pretty rested, I guess. As much as Boston may have been depleted still with missing Marchand and whatnot, but.
Yeah, no, we lost 7-1 to them the next time we met. Like
exactly.
So yeah, but it's the right in the right circumstances, any team can end up winning. Like there is not as much of a difference between say Boston and Anaheim as one might expect from just looking at the standings. Like you said, we might only be a couple pieces away from being in that position. So it's it's interesting anyways, but well, let's take, I guess, a quick break here with our friends over at DraftKings. On the other side, we got a little bit of news just outside of the Ducks. The Ducks don't have much exciting, but we got some, I guess, California news to talk about. And then, of course, the big energy move, the big D energy move, and an upcoming game on Tuesday that we will talk about. So before we hit that, we will just take a break, and we'll see you guys in a minute.
The biggest tournament in college basketball is underway, and the action is just getting started on DraftKings Sportsbook, one of America's top-rated sportsbook apps. Right now, new customers can bet just $5 on any pregame moneyline bet and score $150 in bonus bets if your team wins. Plus, combine multiple bets for a shot at an even bigger payout. DraftKings will be featuring parlays and odd boosts all tournament long, so be sure to check out DraftKings Sportsbook every day to see what they have in store. So, what are you waiting for? Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and sign up with the code THPN. Right now, new customers can bet $5 on any pregame moneyline bet and get $150 in bonus bets if your team wins. Again, that's promo code THPN, as in the Hockey Podcast Network, only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details.
Sorry, I'm just taking this opportunity to make a move in my fantasy league because I realized it's Sunday and I have playoff implications and I need a win. So that's oh Christ, never mind. Oh my God. Yeah, picking up a goalie is not going to matter. I'm losing regardless. Anyways, that's where I'm at. So,
oh man,
yeah, let's I guess get into a little bit of news from as we said, not the Ducks, but around the NHL. So I'm trying to think if we talked about. Yeah, no, we talked about the whole what's it called? What's his name again? Irrelevant guy from the Flyers, Ivan Provorov. Yeah, we talked about him when that whole thing went down. It's we haven't really talked about it since. There has been other Pride nights that have been canceled, or other guys that haven't necessarily participated to
there was
the extent. But
the Rangers most recently was the Minnesota Wild, but there was no players kind of put in front of that one. I know there's a lot of speculation going around with Minnesota because there were
a few notable players that
pride
tape, but
didn't wear the tape, but there were supposed to be jerseys that night that didn't happen. But I've also seen with that one that it might have been an owner's choice not to wear the jerseys, which yikes, even more so, I guess. Or not, I guess, but yikes. But again, that's pure speculation. There hasn't been anything definitive that I've come across, at least.
Yeah.
One thing in particular that I've kind of talked about with those, I guess, like even going back to the Philadelphia thing of like, yeah, we know who was the reason behind it, but the fact that, it just the jerseys in that got scratched entirely, right, was kind of it's the team mentality thing, right? Of okay, like we'll all go through with this kind of thing. This is the one area I don't think that team mentality works or should be thought of.
Yeah, it shouldn't be like we either all participate or nobody participates. Like it's not really like it shouldn't be up to one person to decide the outcome of something like this, I guess, because the whole point of it is that there has been a lot of progress made in like representing and supporting the LGBT community and other communities that are like oppressed, but it's now just the small minority that is making it difficult for these communities to feel safe and feel included. So letting them influence it, because you have the team mentality. I agree. It takes away from the like the whole, not purpose, the whole statement, I guess you're trying to make.
Yeah. It makes the statement of hockey is for everyone feel false.
Yeah.
I guess. So, now, I don't normally hand out too many W's specifically to the San Jose Sharks.
Very
However,
rarely,
though, on Saturday, they were, to have their Pride night and that kind of thing, which they still went ahead with. And they still did everything that they were going to do. Their Pride jerseys that they wore for the warm-ups were fantastic, I think. And I saw that there's a video that's talking with the designer of it that I can't wait to watch after we're done recording this. And they took the night as well to like especially on their Twitter, and I think they were doing something with their broadcast as well, right? Of like, they're going to use it as like an educational spot, right? And
Mhm.
they also had a straight up Pride Night education guide available as well for people to
Mhm.
read and that kind of thing. Just to, as they said, we can help create a society where everyone feels safe, respected, and celebrated,
Mhm.
right? And yeah, and the one thing I will especially applaud San Jose for was that they didn't necessarily take that team mentality. They
Yeah.
said, okay, this is what the organization as a whole believes. And
Mhm.
if you don't want to follow through with that, right, for especially something like this,
Mhm.
you're going to have to face the music on it.
Yeah, like you're
Which
not
is, yeah,
dictating you're not like the one person that doesn't agree is not dictating how the
yeah,
event unfolds or if it unfolds or not. It's like
yeah. And it
we
wasn't,
encourage everyone to participate, but if you don't, that's your choice. That's on
yeah.
you. That's
And
not the team. So
yeah. And so to start, there wasn't, like a statement, like I'm thinking back to like the Minnesota Wild one where they're still talking about, well, hockey's for everyone. It's like, okay, but is it because you're eliminating these things, right? It seems
yeah.
kind of contradicting. The San Jose Sharks had put out a statement at about 1 o'clock Pacific time. Um, and it's, I thought it was specifically important that this statement came out before what followed and what caused
Mhm.
the shitstorm, basically.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to read this off here. The official statement from the San Jose Sharks. Continuing a long-standing commitment of allyship with the LGBTQIA plus community, Sharks Sports and Entertainment is extremely proud to host our 2023 Sharks Pride Night. This week's events, culminating with tonight's game against the New York Islanders, reinforce our organization's values and dedication to an inclusive, welcoming, and safe environment for all guests in each of our venues. As we promote these standards, we also acknowledge and accept the rights of individuals to express themselves, including how or whether they choose to express their beliefs, regardless of the cause or topic. As an organization, we will not waver in our support in the LGBTQIA plus community and continue to encourage others to engage in active allyship. I kind of read that and went, okay, something's coming,
It's like,
because they're
okay,
going,
who's
this is,
backing out of this?
yeah, they're
Yeah.
going, this is what we're doing as an organization. However, yeah, like the we acknowledge and accept the rights of individuals to express themselves is get ready for somebody to say something, but
Yeah.
it doesn't reflect what we feel,
Yeah.
right? Which is great because other organizations like the Minnesota Wild, like the Philadelphia Flyers, who, yes, they were still doing stuff, but they catered to those that were against it, right?
Yeah.
And so that doesn't really show that you're sticking with those values as
Yeah.
much, right? And
Sorry, did the Flyers really like back off of anything they were doing, or did they just say, or was Provorov just like, I'm not doing it, and then they still kind of did everything else that they were
I
going to?
I don't
I don't really remember,
I don't
but
think they wore the jerseys and
no,
Provorov
they
did, or
definitely
oh,
still
they
wore the
did wear
jerseys,
them.
and Provorov
Yeah.
just didn't participate in the warm up, but then he did play in the game.
Yeah. Oh yeah, right, yeah. I think it was like more the comments following, and there was a statement put out by the Flyers as well that it was just kind of
Yeah,
like,
still kind
okay,
of
like
more defending
yeah,
Provorov in
yeah,
the
a
yeah,
little bit. So,
which in a way like this, the one from the Sharks still kind of defends the player that we're going to talk about here, that everyone probably knows who we're talking about
which,
already.
you
But
know what, they are, I don't know if it's necessarily defending them.
no,
They
yeah,
it's like they said though, they acknowledge and accept that you have the right to express yourself, right?
yeah, I
Freedom
guess, yeah.
the freedom of speech. You
It's
have the
different
right.
than saying we support
Yeah,
your decision. It's,
exactly. And I think this is
we
what
just
a
acknowledge that you
yeah.
have a different opinion, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah,
And
yeah, I guess
so
it's different in that way. Yeah.
and I think a lot of people, for some reason, this doesn't click with them. You have the right to free speech,
Mhm.
right? Like within the States, within Canada, that is something that you have the right to, and a lot of other countries as well,
Yeah.
right? That's something that you have the right to. You do, you have the right to those, to the free speech, but you're not, um, you still have to take the consequences of what you say or what you do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like it's not without consequence. It's not just, oh, I can put that out there and nothing is going to happen.
Yeah.
Right. So, and in this case, yeah, it's the Sharks saying, okay, like this is us as an organization. These are the organization's values. We understand that this person or like a few people might not think that way, but that doesn't reflect on the organization in particular. This is what we stand for, which is what other teams haven't done as much, which is upsetting, but which the Sharks did. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
So then follows up with comments from James Reimer that, and again, this is the additional W on top of this, that the San Jose Sharks put out themselves with his name to it.
Yeah.
Right. This isn't like okay, you know, like we support James Reimer in his opinion or that kind of thing. This is just here's what he said.
Yeah.
And it's
not on his platform either, which a lot of people don't follow individual players. Yeah. This is on our platform. So if you saw our statement earlier, you're going to see this one too.
Yep, exactly. So James Reimer said, or sorry, do you want me to start with the one from the Sharks thing, or do you want to start with like the local?
No, let's start with this one. His statement. Yeah.
Because I guess this is where everything really came from, I guess.
Yeah.
So James Reimer said, under the umbrella of the NHL's Hockey is for Everyone initiative, the San Jose Sharks have chosen to wear jerseys in support of the LGBTQIA+ community tonight. For all 13 years of my NHL career, I have been a Christian, not just in title, but in how I choose to live my life daily. I have a personal faith in Jesus Christ, who died on the cross for my sins and in response asks me to love everyone and follow him. I have no hate in my heart for anyone, and I have always strived to treat everyone that I encounter with respect and kindness. In this specific instance, I am choosing not to endorse something that is counter to my personal convictions, which are based on the Bible, the highest authority in my life. I strongly believe that every person has value and worth, and the LGBTQIA+ community, like all others, should be welcomed in all aspects of the game of hockey. End quote. You might have listened to that, or you read this and you went, wait a second, that doesn't seem to add up. I have a personal faith in Jesus Christ, who died on the cross for my sins, and in response asks me to love everyone and follow him. I have no hate in my heart for anyone, and I have always strived to treat everyone that I encounter with respect and kindness. And then you go into that second paragraph again. I am choosing not to endorse something that is counter to my personal convictions, which are based on the Bible.
So the Bible says love everybody, and now
and Jesus says love everybody. But then you instantly flip it to say, no. But it says, you know, this isn't a good thing.
Yeah. And don't support the people that also actually love everybody.
Exactly.
Not that those people in the community love everybody, because I know there's a difference between
in particular.
That,
I think really it made it very clear that Reimer is using the idea of religion to hide behind his feelings, which are homophobic in nature.
It's definitely what it seems, you know.
Right?
I don't like jumping, you know, from this point to this point, but like
it does feel like a jump. But
yeah,
believe it or not, I went to church like every Sunday until I was about like 15, I think.
Yeah.
By that point, just my family, we were just also busy with different things that you just didn't, we didn't, that just wasn't the priority as much anymore.
Yeah.
So I grew up around religion, right? And I
did as well. It wasn't necessarily until I was 15. I think maybe it was like, you know, 9 or 10 or something like that. But I remember going to Sunday school, holidays, you would go, you'd say grace around the table, like that kind of stuff. And you'd have those pictures of like those frame pictures, like instead of live, laugh, love back in our day, it was quotes from the Bible, John 3:12 or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Or I don't know. I have no idea what that is, but
the Bible does not say anything about homosexuality.
Yeah.
Let me say that again. The Bible does not say anything about homosexuality. Do I need to say it a third time?
Might as well.
The Bible does not say anything about homosexuality. If it's that high if it's that high of an authority in James Reimer's life, how does he play hockey on Sundays?
Yeah.
Because that is the Sabbath, and those who work on the Sabbath are to be put to death.
Yeah.
How does James Reimer play hockey? Because you are not allowed to wear clothing of mixed materials. But I can tell you just from looking at the many jerseys that I own, there are a couple different materials used in the making of a hockey jersey. How does he do that?
This is where going to church till you were 15 paid off, because now you can say, oh, you're not supposed to do this, and this, and like I've literally never heard of
he lives in
most of
San
those
Jose
things,
in
so.
California, which is on the ocean. A lot of seafood, a lot of damn good seafood. But you know, the Bible says don't eat shellfish. I'm sure James Reimer has, you know, some shrimp every now and then as part of his NHL diet. Shrimp is a pretty good lean source of protein, right? Yep. Like just as an example, but like there are a lot of things that James Reimer would have to follow very strictly if it's that much of an importance to him that he can't wear a jersey with a rainbow on it.
Yeah.
I think the best comment I saw was he does realize that wearing a Sharks jersey doesn't make him a shark, like a legitimate shark, right? Quit using religion to hide behind the fact that you're just a shitty person.
Just
right, yeah, like
there you go. and end. Now that's all we got for today. You can't top that one.
Like religion is a choice. All right, religion is a choice. You can choose to believe in that, right? Just as, and I've loosely said this a couple times, and it seems like it's been when this conversation has come up too, right? Like I just talked about, like I was, you know, in church and whatnot, like growing up and that kind of thing. I don't really follow it anymore though.
Yeah.
The only time you normally hear me say Jesus Christ is if I'm watching a hockey game and I'm like what the fuck are you doing kind of deal. Yeah. Right. So like
you only say, "Oh Lord, help us," when your team is down 8-1, and you're like, "What? Just give us something to cheer about."
Exactly. Yeah. Like, and at that point, I'm going to the hockey gods, right? Like,
yeah.
like it's to the memory of like Maurice Richard or something like that.
Yeah.
So,
oh dear sweet Bobby Orr, please bless John Klingberg with a bone in his body that can defend.
Yeah, exactly. I make the joke all the time. I'm like, yeah, like if somebody asks me if I'm religious or whatever, it's like, yeah, all my religious beliefs are based on Star Wars.
Yeah.
the Father, the Son, and the Daughter. But yeah, like just like quit. Like that's been everything, it seems like, for those players that we know of this season who have not participated in it, right? Like Provorov hid behind, you know, that it was Russian Orthodox, which, yes, that religion in particular does condemn it, which is just wrong.
Which is wrong in its own right, but that's whole right? Other conversation, yeah.
But the whole idea of Christianity and like those who are like there. Let me say this. Like I'm not bashing in particular like on religion, right? Like I'm not a religious person, but I understand the worth of religion,
like,
I guess,
the value, right? That it has to certain people.
Yeah, exactly. And if it helps you get through a day kind of thing, right? Like that's like good, right? My issue comes when it's used for hateful reasons and when it's pushed onto others.
Yeah.
Right. And or there's just like using religion, like just using religion for kind of fucked up reasons. Like, I think I told you about this, but I remember, and this is gonna get like a little personal for a quick second here, but like the one thing I remember that like really turned me off from religion was I kind of had a thing with this girl, and it was while my mom was sick back in high school. And like my mom was like terminal kind of thing, like she was going to pass, and the girl that I was kind of talking to like was very religious, her family was, and and said like, you know, like it was God, like it's God's plan for for this kind of thing. And I'm just like, it's kind of fucked up if there's a plan, you know, to take my mother away from me when I'm 15 in this way.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
So like that's just for me personally. Like if it's used for fucked up reasons and is pushed onto other people, that's when I have the issue with religion. And I have the issue with religious people when they use it to hide behind, right? Or are pushing it onto others.
Yeah, because there is, I'm sure, religious. I don't know a ton of, you know, overly religious people, but I'm sure there is people who are religious or believe in some faith, like quite like it's a big part of their life. Like what Reimer says, it's one of the highest authorities in their lives. I'm sure there is people out there that follow religion that like carefully, that don't care if you're gay or transsexual or anything like that. They're like, whatever, you do you, man. Like they take the love everybody aspect of it and they're like, I don't give a fuck. Like they're not trying to hide behind their religion to justify them, like how they feel about certain groups of people. Like they're like, yeah, whatever. It's fine. Like you can practice religion and follow like every other aspect of it. And then if there's certain parts you don't necessarily agree with, then you can kind of just ignore those parts. And I'm sure there's people out there that do that. So like, it's not, it's not like it's not exclusive to being being homophobic. I was going to say anti-homophobic, and I was like, wait, that's not right. Being homophobic is not like something that every religious person falls into. That's like, those things are not equal at all. So though the people that do hide behind their religion as a reason to be homophobic, I think just puts kind of a bad name on those that are religious that aren't, you know, homophobic or discriminatory towards other groups of people. So it's again the thing where like the loudest groups, even if they're the loudest people of a group, even if they're in the minority, are like the ones that kind of spoil it. Like what's the phrase? One bad apple, or one
one bad apple kind of spoils the batch kind of thing.
Thank you. Yeah, it's sort of like that. So, you know, again, we're not trying to bash on religion here and anyone who is religious, but in this particular instance, Reimer is, like you said, using it to hide his, I guess, homophobia. Yeah. I don't know. I don't like just throwing that word around, but you know, I don't know what else to call it, really. Yeah. So
it's the same kind of thing in a different context of, you know, like the problem with hockey culture as a whole, right?
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Like I love the sport, and there are some, like, I know a lot of great people within the sport of hockey, and I know them because of the sport itself.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of good people, but there are those bad apples in there that fuck it up for everybody else. Right. And that is what you were trying to get rid of.
Yeah.
Right. It's the same thing. Like, and then bringing this into a hockey context. Right. There are some people within the world of hockey that do not make this actually an inclusive place for everybody.
Yeah.
And it should be, right? This is a fucking fantastic sport.
Yeah.
I want everybody to experience this. Right. Like if I you know, like if I meet somebody who's like, yeah, I'm like not really, like I've never I've met people who are just like, I've never seen a game kind of thing, right? Or whatnot. I'm just like, you got to come see this. Like it's a great time, right? And it's even better, you know, if you get the chance to play it in some form, right? It can
exactly.
It can be field hockey, it can be ball hockey, it can be just, you know, like gym class hockey, it can be whatever, right?
It can be mini sticks down in the basement, just hanging out. Like,
it could be playing like video game hockey, right? Like it's just a fun sport, right? Like that's the reason that you and I are so invested into it, right? Is because it's fun, right? Like that's how we got into it. So why not let everybody actually enjoy that fun experience, right?
And feel included, and not like they're going to be, you know, left out or disregarded or made fun of just because they're not like, they don't fit the typical, and again, there's nothing wrong with this necessarily, but like the typical, hockey bro mentality, like a lot of what people see nowadays that they might not necessarily know that much about hockey, but like with shows like Letterkenny and Shoresy and or even just, seeing it on like the news, or like if you happen to see a clip, like there is like kind of a specific stereotypical hockey personality that I think, a lot of people might not like be drawn to, I guess.
Yeah, and I get that. Yep.
Yeah, and that's totally fine. But like, it's not. I can definitely see how like that personality might turn some people, like say from the LGBTQI plus community, off, because they're like, oh, I knew someone like that in high school and we didn't get along. They picked on me, all that kind of stuff. So hockey's not for me, sort of thing. Like or they just know like, oh, like I'm not, like these guys just talk about, oh, girls all the time and stuff like that. And I'm not into girls. So like, I'm not like, why would I join hockey? Like that's, that's so like, and I'm not trying to say like, oh, Letterkenny and Shoresy are bad because of those reasons, because they're great shows and they're just funny because of those stereotypes. But, we do also have to have things like Pride Night to show like, okay, yes, there is the hockey bro mentality and it's funny, but if you are part of these communities, we still support you either way. Like it's, you don't see in Letterkenny them like making fun of gay people. So it's, so in that way, it kind of, it supports the Pride community too, but there's still unfortunately a very long way to go, but I hope that made sense. I feel like I kind of just,
I think it did. So, but like, it just makes no sense to me personally why, that there's people that are so concerned with how others feel, not about them in particular, just how others feel, right? Who they love, who they want to be with. Right. And by extension, because this is where you especially get it, they're so concerned what other people are doing in the bedroom. Right. Like, why are you that concerned about it that you push laws to make sure that those people can't do that? What does it affect you? What does it do to you? Right. And you have those people as well who are like, I don't want this forced down my throat constantly. Like how straight stuff has been forced down everybody's throat since forever, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like every commercial until like 5 years ago that had, it had your typical nuclear family, right? Of man and a woman and children.
And 2 kids, and they were all white.
Exactly. Yeah, that too, right?
Yeah.
But like that's just what it was. Right. And that's what it's been fed the entire time. So don't talk about something getting shoved down your throat when that is literally what that's what's happened for however long. It's just something different is getting put in the mix that you don't like.
Yeah.
Why don't you like it? Like what's that appalling about it? Right? Like, I'm a straight white man, but I don't look at, 2 guys kissing and go, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
why is this in my Disney movie?
Away.
Get that out of here.
Yeah, get that the fuck out of here kind of thing. Like, I don't.
You don't need to like go and have a palate cleanse and watch Titanic just to see Kate Winslet's boobs. Like, like you can just watch it and see it and be like, this is normal. This is fine. Like, let's. Yeah.
And like, and I bet you too as well. The people that are that upset about it, and I guess it's, actually no, maybe I shouldn't even say that part of it because I'm not 100% sure. The people who are this upset about, like a Pride Night or something like that, or seeing gay people, transgender people, intersex people, whatever on. In movies, TV shows, on commercials, in books,
on the street, even
on the street, public, whatever. Yeah. I bet you those people's favorite category on Pornhub is lesbians. I bet you. Does it affect you directly? No. Okay, shut up about it then.
Yeah.
Unless you want to help out with it, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Just shut the fuck up. Everyone is better without you opening your mouth.
The last thing I wanted to
so it's a little
bring
aggressive,
up here
but
as
I think
well,
we're at that point. Sorry.
Yeah. The last thing I wanted to bring up was this is from Corey Massasak from The Athletic, who covers the San Jose Sharks. And James Reimer, he spoke to the local media about his decision to not participate in warm-ups because of the Pride jerseys. And he was asked, when you see the Pride jersey or logo, what does that mean to you? And Reimer said, I get what the message is. I think people are trying to show support to the community, and I'm sure people in the community feel marginalized. So it's people trying to come along with them in a public way and support them. Okay, so far so good, right? Yeah. So far so good. For me, to some extent, that's what you want to do, is you want to love them. But where I keep reiterating what I'm saying is where it intersects for a Christian and the way I personally and the people close to me in my life interpret the Bible is you love them, but you can't support the activity or lifestyle. And it's like, dude, like you it sounded like you had it, but you obviously don't. You like, you ask somebody on the street, what is the price?
Yeah, it's not a lifestyle. It's not a choice. It's who these people are.
Exactly. It's like he asked somebody on the street, what does the Pride logo mean? Like what's with all the rainbows? And they said, we're just trying to show support in a public way for these people. And then he just reiterated that right now in this thing, and then said, but for me, I just don't support the choice, basically. And it's like,
it's not a choice. It's the same way that James Reimer is 6'3". That's not his choice. That's just his height.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? It's not a, like a choice for Reimer unless he were to, go color his hair. But again, manufactured, temporary, right? Like not actually what it is that, he's got brown hair.
Yeah.
Right? That's who he is.
It's
right? That's part of him. Exactly.
Yeah. So it's things like that I'm like, okay, yes, we can talk about this for going on 20 minutes or so probably now. But this is great. But, a lot of the people that have Reimer's mentality, it's going to take a lot more to change it than just say, it's not a choice. And they're like, it's not a choice. Oh, I see. It's like my hair color or my height. It can't be. That makes sense. Okay, whatever. I support it now. Like it's just not going to happen, unfortunately. But
I break it down that way just to show, because I feel like you sometimes have to break it down that much. Yeah. To show like this is the stuff you're talking about, right? Mm-hmm. Like, and okay, let's compare it to this, right? Like this is what you're doing.
Yeah.
Right. So, and then there might be other like better ways to go about it, and that's fine. If there are better ways, please let me know. Right. Like that's just the reason that I try to break it down that way, at least. Mm-hmm. Right. So, yeah.
Yeah. But, I guess just to kind of bring it back to a more positive note, the Sharks, I think, handled the situation really well and a lot better than a lot of other teams did. So, once again, kind of the rare W and rare props to the San Jose Sharks from us here. We don't do that a whole lot, but where credit where it's due, especially when it comes to the off ice aspect of hockey and the hockey community, and just the support that the Sharks organization, as an organization, not as necessarily the individuals within, but 99% of the individuals within the organization and the organization as a whole did a really good job. So off ice, as a Ducks fan, can respect that very much. So
yeah, absolutely. I did want to bring up just the question and the answer before the one that you were talking about there.
Sure. Yeah. Kind of defeats the purpose of my leaving it on a nice note, but carry on.
Okay. No, yeah. Sorry.
No, okay.
We can leave it then. So I can put it on personal or whatever. So
sure. Okay.
It was just more of a like really kind of thing. So, but I'm done with that. So
okay.
But
sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Just know that for I think I can speak freely for
Yes.
you, Carter, here.
Yeah, no matter what you're going to say, yes.
Gay, lesbian, trans, anything within the LGBTQ2IA plus community, white, African American, Asian, like whatever your racial background, whatever your religious background, as long as you're not a dick about it, and like whatever your sexuality, you're welcome here. You are welcome here.
Absolutely. Yeah.
We don't like we do, but we don't give two shits.
Yeah. We're like, good for you, but like,
yeah,
it doesn't affect how we see you. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So like I still I still remember when one of my best friends in middle school came out. And like it honestly was me for like 2 seconds going like, oh wow, and then a quick second later, oh yeah, no, that just makes sense, and nothing changed.
Yeah. You're like, what? Nothing really? Changed. It's like, oh wait, no, I can see that. Oh yeah, okay. So like, you still want to go? I was gonna say grab a beer, but you said middle school, like grab a burger, I guess.
Yeah,
yeah. It's just
everything was the same. Everything was the same.
Yeah.
It's still a human being at the end of the day, just as Carter is still a human being, just as I'm still a human being, right? That person that you're knocking down for who they are is still a human being at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Just don't be a dick. Just don't be a dick.
Yeah.
So
I this is, we're going a little bit off script here as well, but I think as well,
when don't we?
Well, yeah, I know. But I think I do want to do this for the Sharks organization. So everybody in the Sharks, minus James Reimer, how they handled Pride Night is a big energy move.
There you go.
Yeah.
Get an extra one in there.
Yeah. Now into this week's actual big D energy, not actual, but the planned big D energy move of this week. As
we could just call it a double.
We could. Yeah.
We could, yeah.
Yeah. Bonus. This was from we kind of talked about this already. I think it was on our Wednesday episode, I believe.
Yeah, it was, because it was happening during the live stream that we did of Anaheim and New York. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Alan Walsh, pretty popular on Twitter, famous for the posting of the Fleury with the sword stuck in the back picture. But for those that don't remember, he's an agent, an NHL agent, and specifically Marc-Andre Fleury's agent. Fleury was mic'd up for the game against the St. Louis Blues, where he almost fought Jordan Binnington.
Beautiful.
And yeah, well, let's get it going here. So
yeah, this is Fleury mic'd up on the ice during that the altercation. So it
starts coming down.
Yeah, it starts with him at the St. Louis blue line as he's coming down.
Yeah.
Hey, let's go. Let's go. No.
For those listening, this is when he gets grabbed by the linesman.
He always knows when everybody. He always fights everybody. Okay. It'll be fun, no?
It'll be fun, no?
Yeah. I'll just get myself. I don't like having my hair like this, It's done. I'll just get myself.
I don't like get my stuff. I don't like my hair like this.
I don't like having my hair like this. Yeah, exactly. And just come on, let's go. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. No,
get the crowd going a bit. He said something else here about he always wants to fight somebody. Where is it? Because it does have captions. It's kind of hard to hear for those just listening. So yeah, he always wants to fight somebody. Yeah. I love him. It'll be fun, no?
Oh man, I love Marc-Andre Fleury. If I haven't said that before on this show, I love Marc-Andre Fleury.
Never. I don't think you have, honestly. Yeah.
There is a reason that this guy is my favorite goaltender of all time. Like growing up, everything like that. So, yeah, fuck. I saw those clips the next day and whatever, and I was just laughing about it. I'm like, this is too good. Yeah, this is too good.
So we already gave one to the San Jose Sharks this episode. We'll give the other one to Alan Walsh for blessing us, for blessing our ear holes this Sunday,
Yeah. And the Minnesota Wild, because
Monday.
it was originally their clip that Alan shared.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, and to the Wild and Alan Walsh for blessing our ear holes with this clip. Big energy move. And then for just once again to Marc-Andre Fleury for doing everything he could to try and just beat the piss out of Jordan Binnington.
And trying to get his first NHL fight.
Yeah, a big energy move. So, yeah, that's good. The clip of him mic'd up is everything I've ever wanted.
Yeah, there's a reason. Oh, how do I? There's a reason that he's right there, right there,
in the background,
and then he's there,
right there.
And then he's there, and there's 2 more jerseys in my closet with his name on them.
He's he's a big part of Nate's life.
Yeah, there's a reason that I have a T-shirt that says "In Flower We Trust."
Yeah,
or "In Fleury We Trust," not Flower.
Okay. Doesn't it have like the flowers around?
Yeah, it does have it does have like the flowers on the other side of his name, I think.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And there's a reason that I have like number 29 in Minnesota Wild colors as a sticker on my computer here.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So,
yeah.
I loved his man. I loved his man.
Well, the last thing we have for this episode is just the lone upcoming game that is going to be on Tuesday night, a rematch against the Calgary Flames, although this one will be at Honda Center, not up in Calgary. 7 p.m. Pacific time start for that one. Just as a note as well, we will be joining Audie James, who we've had on the podcast a couple times.
Yeah, I think we've had him a couple times on now. Yeah, I think the first time was with James Johnson when they were doing the original Barn Burner hockey podcast. That was on THPN.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had him on. There's one show I think last season that you weren't able to make. Something came up last minute, so I brought Audie on to talk with me or that. So
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So longtime listeners of the show might remember him, but he hosts Game Over Calgary on the SDPN network. So we'll be live after the game for about half hour, 40 minutes or so, just to do a post-game chat. If you can't make it, if you miss it, it'll be up on YouTube afterwards or your favorite podcast platform. Game Over is just the name of the show there. Pretty easy to find. So Annie O'Donnell was on the last time these teams met, and we listened to it on our way back from Calgary. So we'll be there just kind of right after puck drop. I'm assuming it's like 5 minutes after, or not puck drop, sorry, 5 minutes after the game ends or so.
Yeah, it's about 5-10 minutes, kind of depending. So just on the setup or that. So I guess this will be my first scheduled time on the show. I've been on the show 2 other times just as like a last minute fill in because like a guest fell out or something like that. So Audie's brought me on to talk some Flames. So I'm sure for that episode I'll kind of be the middle ground talking Anaheim and Calgary. Audie will be a bit more the Calgary side, obviously, and you can be a bit more of the Anaheim side. So it'll be an interesting show for sure.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, it'll be good. So yeah,
it's always a good time as well there with talking with anybody from SDPN as well. So
yeah, for sure. In terms of what we think for this game here, we had 3-1 final for Anaheim previously. You had 3-2 for Anaheim, so we're pretty close. I had 4-3 Anaheim in that last game there. But do you have a score prediction for this one, or I guess maybe anything to add to our discussion? Like obviously we just played them, but obviously things are different since last time we played Calgary like a week or so ago.
Yeah, this Flames team is just they're fighting right now to make the playoffs, and it's not looking good for them. As much as Anaheim might get eliminated from playoff contention this week, they could potentially play a bigger spoiler to the Flames season by winning this game here. Calgary currently, as we're recording this, is sitting 4 points back behind the Winnipeg Jets with the same amount of games played. However, right on their tail, only 1 point back is the Nashville Predators with 3 games in hand. And yeah, so Calgary's in a very tight spot right now. I think the math lines up that they need. I think they can only have like 2 or 3 more losses the entire season to give themselves a chance.
Yeah, like a realistic chance.
Yeah.
Which there's still a long ways to go. They have a decently easy schedule. 2 games against Anaheim.
The thing with Calgary though is that
2 against San Jose, 3 against Vancouver, 1 against Chicago. So
Calgary's a team that's interesting where they play really good against the good teams. And then, and I think we saw this in that game specifically against Anaheim, they don't play as well against those lower teams.
Yeah.
Because for Calgary last Friday would have been like the game against Anaheim, right, which they lost. And then I think who did they play on the Saturday,
I have it up here. They beat Ottawa on the Sunday 5-1.
Oh yeah, Sunday, who at that time was still fighting for a playoff spot, and they've subsequently backed out now. And then
they lost to Arizona in overtime 4-3.
Yep.
And then they walloped the Golden Knights 7-2, which again says, they play up to those playoff teams.
Yeah. Ending Jonathan Quick, his first loss in a Golden Knights uniform.
Oh, wow. And then, another heartbreaker, 6-5 overtime loss to the Dallas Stars just on this past Saturday.
Which was a very good game. I will say that. So
yeah, but those are games that you gotta be winning and getting. Well, I mean, Dallas, they're up there as well, so it's understandable. But definitely the loss to the Coyotes hurts quite a bit, I think.
Yeah, exactly. So, just knowing what I do about Calgary in specific. And they'll also be on the second half of a back-to-back. And I got no clue with Daryl Sutter anymore, man. I just got no clue with him. Yeah. In any case, I'm still going to predict an Anaheim Ducks win.
Oh, okay. I like it.
And I'm going to tweak my previous one. I'm going to say 4-2.
4-2? Okay.
For the Flames' sake, I want to be wrong about this, and I guess for Anaheim as well. Really, I want a Flames win out of this, but it's probably not going to happen though. I've seen this happen too much with this team. So
again, I'm not going to predict a Flames win. It's just not in my nature. So I have to say Anaheim, but I don't think a 3-1 win is realistic to just take the last score. Like, when was the last time the Ducks only allowed 1 goal? If ever this season, against Arizona, back, I don't know when the date is, but a long time ago.
I was about to say, well, against Tampa, no, we lost 6-1. We scored 1.
Yeah, so like, it's only happened like twice this season. Then I guess
I'm going back through the entire season right now.
Yeah, I am now too at this point. So
it's looking like that.
Yeah, I mean,
like 2 goals against feels realistic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but even then, like lately we haven't been
3 times because of this. Oh wait. No, never mind. That's preseason.
Yeah, so there you go.
I was gonna say there was a 3-1 against Arizona, but that was in September. So yeah, that's preseason. So yeah. Twice.
Although we do have a John Gibson shutout this year as well, which I think we missed. I forget where that one was. Oh, against Dallas. Yeah, the 2-0 one. Right? So I just saw a 0 and assumed it wasn't. So yeah, so no 3 times. But anyways, I think at least 2, maybe even 3 goals is realistic. But I think 4-3. I want to say 5-3, but Calgary just really seems to not be able to finish in those really tight games. Like they don't necessarily give up that extra one. But like,
I think after last night's loss to Dallas, it's 21 games that the Flames have lost this season, either in overtime or in regulation, that they've lost by a single goal.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it checks out to have that 1 goal gap. 5-4 seems too high. 3-2 seems a little low. So I think 4-3 is a good safe bet.
There you
for
go.
me. That's what I feel. But
There you go.
Yeah. Again, we'll be on SDPN post game for about half an hour, 40 minutes or so to wrap up this one with Audie James. So
we'll share the links as well. I'll be
Absolutely.
sure to share those because Audie will post them like earlier in the day. So yeah, check Instagram, check our Facebook page now. We have a new Facebook page. You can be sure to go follow that. Same thing. It should be just at Quack Report Pod.
Yep.
Or the Quack Report Podcast if you're just searching it up. Actually, I'll put in the link tree as well. I'll be sure to do that just after here.
Good call.
So yeah, if you just go to the link in our Instagram or Twitter bio, you should be able to find that Facebook page. So yeah, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We'll be sure to share that link. So
yeah. All right. That does it for this episode of the Quack Report. Nate, if people want to get in touch with you for any reason, whether for funny memes or, we had a bit of a serious conversation on this episode as well, if they want to reach out to talk more about that, where can they do that at?
You can tweet at me at Tate Nomas or DM me. I guess my DMs are open. At Tate Nomas, TATENHOMAS on Twitter.
Yeah, and I'm on Twitter at Carter_Potts, POTTS_97. As Nate said, at Quack Report Pod is all of our social media handles. At HockeyPodNet is the entire network. Thank you to everybody who tuned in for this episode. We appreciate it, and go Ducks, go.